Hello, everybody. This is Hande the and I'm joined by Aqualung again.
Hey, what's going on?
Yes, so it's another Atari with Aqualung episode, and today's feature, the featured game in question is No Escape by Magic. Yes,
Yes, there is no escape
yes,
from play from you get playing this game in this episode because it was like as soon as I did my review on it, it was like as soon as you left a comment mentioning how interesting the game looked, and I think it was at that point where we said, okay, we're doing an episode on this.
yes, and so I tried it out for myself as well. And the main thing that I would find interesting is that this is that the setting is entirely based on Greek mythology. So I have a couple of a couple of things that kind of stood out for me in the review as well. Is like the fact that you called the protagonist some dude called Jason. So I assume that you're
Yeah,
not.
because the manual did not give much information on it. It's just yeah, you're Jason.
Yes,
That's
and
it.
Jason, as in Jason and the Argonauts. So that's the
Yeah.
thing that I. So am I to take it that you're not that familiar with Greek mythology?
Not a lot, but
Yeah.
it didn't. Let's just say it didn't delve into it. It's just
Well, yeah. So the
bam. That's right. The visuals obviously have give you more hints on what's going on
yeah
there. But as far as what uh what you're provided in the actual manual,
yeah.
there's literally I mean not literally nothing, but there's you'd have to be more familiar with it.
All right.
So it's just you're Jason.
The attract mode was surprisingly short, so I'm going to start the game now, so we have something to look at. So the trick with this is that it's a kind of like Space Invaders, except not. You're kind of trying to, because you have to kill the enemies using this little thing that you throw, and you have to drop the tiles from the top. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a like the whole like you said, Space Invaders feel with being at the bottom of the screen, having to attack everything from the bottom, although you're really attacking them from the opposite side
Yeah.
because of the deflection. But it's just kind of breakout in a way too because you're having to you're trying to clear the top half of the screen too. It kind of is a combination of those games. I never had this game growing up. I only really became aware of it because after a request.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I would have loved to play this game as a kid.
Yeah. The production value is really good. And so I was saying the first row of enemies, I was about to say that they look a bit like skeletons or something, but actually these guys look even more like skeletons. So I guess maybe those were like, because they had like actual color on them. I suppose the first set of enemies were like zombies or something.
Yeah, well, I guess it's up to your imagination. This is looks like they're a palette swap of the first group.
Yeah, they are. And just there was a demonstration of the interesting gimmick with this is that if you actually hit the whatever it is that you're throwing, if it hits the enemies, they just respawn. So that's where the challenge in this comes from, which I think is a really unique gameplay gimmick. Like, ouch. Yeah, but they can also throw.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh, you can also destroy the tiles.
Actually hitting them. Not to mention, you can get hit by your own tiles.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. Though there's a lot of like things to keep track of here.
Yeah, that's the right. And they shoot too. It didn't happen in the first wave. They don't attack you, but
Yeah, but I like the fact you actually have an energy bar. That's kind of unique for a lot of Atari games don't.
Yeah, it's mostly one hit.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. This is where it gets tricky. Oh, I got him. False advertisement, but yeah. So I just the thing that cracked me up was like the. So do you know? Oh, okay, these are like harpies or something, I think. Oh man, missed all of them. Whoa. Just
Yeah, this actually when they kind of move in more of a wavy pattern, it actually helps because you're just covering more ground. Although the later on in the wave you get when there's less of them,
Yeah, except
then
they
it's
do
more
that.
difficult.
They change like directions like abruptly, so that makes it a little bit
Yep.
more difficult. Yeah. And I guess they're mirroring my moves, and there he goes off. Jason goes off on the Pegasus. Yeah.
Off ascending to the heavens.
Yeah. So, so I was about to ask. We're on a second round now. So, do you know? Are you at least familiar with the term Jason and the Argonauts?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would not be able to give you a rundown.
Yeah. So the Argo is a ship. It's a boat, and it was a. So the Argo was a boat of heroes who went to the siege in Troy and fought in the war against the Trojans. So, and Jason was one of those guys. So
He was one of one of those dudes.
yeah, one of the other dudes you might have heard of him. He's called Heracles or Hercules. Yeah. He was,
Oh yeah, damn.
So he went along on the ride, and then the other guy he went on a different boat is Odysseus. So you probably know that guy at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a lot of the more of the names than the full in depth lore.
Yeah, to be fair, like this is very loosely. So this is supposed to be based on the myth of the Golden Fleece, which is the other thing. Do you remember what you called the temple? This temple that you're.
What I refer to it as?
In the review, yeah, you said the temple of Aphrodite, but which also like well. I don't know. Do you know the goddess of love in Greek mythology?
No.
That's Aphrodite. So
Aphrodite, yeah.
yeah. So that's the other thing that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. So because you referred to it as the name of the temple, and I guess I understand where it comes from. Like if it was worded that way in the manual as the temple of Aphrodite. But it's not. It's the name of the goddess and not the temple. So that's the thing. Yeah, but yeah, that's another loose because I'm not sure. Like this game, this isn't one of those games that doesn't have an ending, does it? It just keeps going on forever.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
As far as I know, because I would imagine that what most games like this do is you get to the end and you loop around and then it's just more difficult.
Yeah.
In that second go around, it just exponentially keeps going. You never can win. You just get as far as you can before you die.
So that's what I'm thinking. Like Aphrodite probably doesn't appear in this, but like it's so ouch. Okay. So, and I'm gonna be honest. Like the Golden Fleece is one of the few like Greek myths that I'm not like super familiar with. But I know the basic premise is that there's this princess who needs the Golden Fleece is like it literally is just that. It's not like a metaphor or anything. It literally is a fleece made of gold that represents some kind of authority, and then some king hides it in the temple of Aphrodite, and Jason and the guys go and steal it for this princess. I don't know but that's a rough version of the myth. I don't know the full details of it. So that's where and I think it's kind of unique because you don't see, or at least in this point in time, you didn't see that many games that just flat out took Greek mythology. There was a little bit of a mini trend of that in the 90s, if you remember, because of the Disney Hercules, and then do you remember?
I think that was late 90s, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, late
maybe
90s
even maybe even 2000s, or was it? It was a little bit earlier than that.
Late 90s, and then there was the live-action TV show with what was it? Kevin Sorbo. You remember that one?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I thought that wasn't even Hercules. I thought it was like some other. It was obviously emulating Hercules, but it was. Well, I thought that the way I'm remembering it is that they actually just used some other name or term for it. I don't know. I think you're right though. It was Hercules.
Yeah. It's Hercules: The Legendary Adventures was the name of the show, and then Xena was the spin-off from that. Yeah, and it's weird because I think the Kevin Sorbo thing actually. I used to think that the reason they made the Kevin Sorbo show was because of the Disney Hercules, but actually like it aired before. Like it started off as like a set of I think like like TV movies, and then they made made it into a full TV show. And then later, Xena became its own thing because Xena started off as a guest character on that.
I don't really remember there being live action movies.
I had never seen them, but they predated. They came out like in the early to mid '90s, and because they were popular enough, then they later turned that into a TV show. Because I'm assuming like there was one episode that I remember very vividly because I was getting into, partly because of Hercules, I got really into Greek mythology for a while because I just thought it was so cool. But there was always one part in one of the episodes that always confused me. Like there was the whole bunch of Amazons who were chasing after Hercules, and I didn't have the context for why they were chasing after him. Like, and I think it's because it's a callback to one of those TV movies. So that's where I'm thinking that comes from. Yeah.
Yeah, but quite possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah, you really can't die in that first wave. It's just your point total could be more or less. It just fluctuates, I guess. It's kind of a warm up.
I'm having a hard time. Like I keep hitting the.
Yeah, these skeletons gave you a hard time the last go around because it wasn't long into the next round where you hit your game over.
Oh wow! Immediately took 2 hits from that guy. It's also weird because you can kind of like influence like how far the stone curves before it goes up, but it's a bit imprecise.
Yeah, it is a bit. I don't know how you would be able to, give a how-to on specifically how to time your attack because it seems to fluctuate around on when your attack triggers their movement. It's not consistent.
Yeah, the thing is it keeps going until I let go of the direction that I'm pressing, but the problem is like you keep running at the same time in that direction, and the problem is like if you're running it towards the enemies, then you see the bottom one keeps dropping stuff.
Yeah, and that bottom one is the worst because you can't really see any of it coming.
Yeah, these harpies these harpies really like crack me up, like because they just look something about the color scheme that makes them look really goofy to me. They're reminding me of some other character. I'm trying to figure out like who has the same color scheme. By the way, Jason looks blue for some reason, like he's deprived of oxygen or something.
I mean, yeah, he might be. Well, look at your health. You're getting low.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The one thing that is, at least it does that is not, consistent with Space Invaders is that they do not continue to descend. It's just they reach a maximum right above you, but you can't be overtaken.
Yeah, that was bullshit. They fucking, was right on top of me when I threw the stone, so I accidentally hit it. Yeah. But the difficulty does rise rather dramatically here. I'm just barely missing I'm just barely missing the enemy projectiles. Jesus. Okay. Ow. Damn it. I'm almost. Yep. That's game over.
You know what? You definitely change colors based on your health status. So I think you're turning blue because you can't breathe too well.
Oh wait a minute! I started this and without a full health bar. That's curious.
You know what? It might be the difficulty switch. I don't know if the variation starts you off on.
Doesn't look like that's doing anything, but okay. Let's.
Yeah. Maybe you can fill it. Maybe you start off with half, but you can fill it up more as you go.
Yeah, because you get more points the fewer tiles you destroy.
Right, you do get more bonus points for each one that's left. So it's really not, it's not like I said, like Breakout, where you're trying to clear. It just has a similar mechanic.
Yeah, these guys also don't throw stuff.
No,
it
this
seems.
first one, they're not doing shit. It's just a warm-up round, I guess.
Yeah, this is the
Get you
march.
acclimated.
The March of the Dead.
Yeah, I don't know if they're supposed to be zombies, but they might as well be, because, like you said, they're not.
They have they have the outline of the skeleton. They're just colored like they're wearing pants, maybe. So maybe they're not zombies. Maybe they're just pantsed skeletons.
Yeah, so like they had their clothes did not dissolve or anything.
Ooh, that looked like it was. And now it hit the skeleton. Yeah.
So it's a freshly decomposed corpse.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I don't remember if Greek mythology necessarily has like an undead creature, but then again, in the Greek myths, it seems like the underworld is like, it's like down the street or something. It feels like anybody can go down there to do stuff, and a lot of the heroes,
That's just downtown, I guess. That,
more or less, yeah. I mean, that's
another.
another like weird thing about like Greek mythology is like really like I like it especially because of the weird creatures, but some of it is really really dumb as well. Like I'm trying to remember what was the funny one. There was an old video of mine that where I was comparing the real myth of Hercules with the Disney movie and all the things that they changed, but I ended up taking it down because it did get a lot of views. Like, it got way a lot of views, but I kind of got the feeling like, it didn't, that it was kind of overshadowing everything else that was on the channel a bit, so I ended up kind of taking it down a bit, but there we go. Okay, now we got the second.
I thought that he was gonna multiply. I thought that you hit him on the way up.
Yeah, it is like, it's a very, like, the hitboxes for the stones and even the tiles are like, they really do, like, there was that one time with the skeleton, like the, ouch. Like, I was sure, like, the tile went through, like, the whole line of skeletons and didn't hit anything, like, that one time. So it really does thread the needle sometimes on those. God damn it. It feels like they're trying to do me into having me drop the fucking ceiling tile. Oh, God. On my, self.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to cooperate and go where you want them to go, and they also, are staying right above you too, which is very disconcerting when they're throwing shit.
Yeah. God damn it.
And you've got low health on top of it.
Ouch.
Getting there. Oh shit! You had 2 left.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that second wave of harpies is where I constantly kind of run into trouble.
That's your bugaboo.
So, we could try another one of the difficulty settings. I'm not sure. Is it that left difficulty?
Let me see here. I may be wrong. There might not be any different variation.
Okay.
Between the two of them, even though there is that's a function of the console itself.
Yeah. I keep running underneath these guys, thinking like they're gonna drop something on me. That I would keep forgetting, like, oh, this first wave doesn't do anything. Wait, I got way more. How did I get way more points that time? Or do I get points also for just hitting the tiles?
I mean, I don't see why you would, because you get bonus points for how many tiles are left. So if you hit them, why would it would be the same amount at the end of the day?
Jesus. Oh, I just barely keep missing the top skeleton there. Oh no. God damn it. No. No. Okay, what? Ow. God damn it. So what kind of, do you remember what kind of monster comes up after the harpies?
I couldn't, I mean, I know that I got to it when I was playing, because I had not played this game until I started capturing footage for the review, and, but I did eventually get beyond the harpies. I don't remember what they were.
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder, like, I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, the obvious ones that come to mind that this would be like a centaur or a or maybe like even a Hydra potentially. I'm almost dead, by the way.
Okay, so if you have it on difficulty B, you get an extra life every time you beat a stage. If you have it on A, then you get a life only if you survive without being hit.
Okay.
So B is the easier one. It does not reflect your health bar, though. You just will, at least I don't think it will. I don't think they give you a whole other, oh boy.
So what do you say?
But
get an extra life for...
Just clearing a wave.
Okay.
You get an extra life when it's on B.
On B, okay. Let's try it. Let's try it because I haven't noticed that I have lives. Like it's like when the energy bar goes, down, it's game over. Period.
You know what? They're all right. So it refers to lives, I think, as your life meter. Maybe it's more. I think that you just increase your life.
Yes, because I did notice that. Because I wasn't paying attention to my life bar actually earlier, but I did notice that it goes. Oh god, I did notice that it goes up after each level. Like once I finish this off. Like I said, once I finish this off, not now because I didn't hit that guy. Once I finish this off, god damn it, that's too far away. It is kind of hard to hit the lowest guy just because it takes so long for the tiles to fall.
It takes longer to get there, yeah. And
okay,
you
I think nope.
Are trying, you're apprehensive about being directly underneath him. Obviously not with this guy because he's not firing anything. But once they are, it's like you can't be as free with your movements.
Yeah,
so you did increase, but you didn't get hit. Are you on A or B right now?
I think I'm on B right now.
Okay.
So yeah, because... Oh no. Damn it.
Yeah, so that's why it starts off at half, because you can't increase from fully maximum. So it's like your incentive is to increase it to full health.
Yeah.
As opposed to starting with full health.
Oh god. I hate that I accidentally destroyed the tile.
It's weird. It's kind of like you have a set of lives instead of, but it's measured with the bar instead of.
I mean, I guess in a weird way you could see it that way, but
you could see it that way.
But the difference usually is when we're talking about lives is that
you reset.
You reset, yeah, exactly.
Right where you are, yeah.
So I'm trying to remember which stories Harpies were from because I was thinking about Odysseus, but no, Odysseus had to deal with the sirens. So the sirens were like the the not cannibalistic because they're not but the man-eating mermaids in the story of Odysseus, which I never really understood that part of the story. Do you know the story that I'm talking about?
I know that I'm familiar with the name, but I don't know what exactly it was that.
So Odysseus also was another guy who was in the Trojan War, and his adventures are all about him trying to get home, but he ends up running into all kinds of shit, and he's the guy who fights the Cyclops. Or blinds the Cyclops.
All right, that one I remember. He spears him. There's a shipwreck or something.
Yeah, and
he eats all his comrades, and he's the last one left.
Yeah, which is the but him blinding the Cyclops is a bad deal for him because the Cyclops are the the sons of Odysseus. What? Oh God, what is his name? Poseidon, yeah, the sea god. So he pisses off the sea god, and he's going to have to sail home. So that adds to his troubles not getting home because Poseidon then decides to be a bitch and then just keep misdirecting him for blinding his son. So then there's the weird chapter in the middle where they pass the rocks with the sirens, and the thing with the sirens is that they sing this song that causes men to go crazy, and then direct their boats to the rocks where they'll get eaten by the sirens. Then, so Odysseus first of all, he tells his guys, put some wax in your ear so you won't hear the singing. But then he has himself be tied to the mast because he wants to hear the siren song, and it proves to be exactly as effective. He starts screaming at his guys, but luckily the guys can't hear it, so they make it through. But I always wonder, like, that is like super risky. Like, why the hell would you subject yourself to that when you know that you're?
Well, was it just a curiosity to hear the damn thing?
I have to, because he had no benefit for doing that, and it's like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, if by some chance he'd broken free of the fucking of being tied to that fucking mast, and then he would have just plunged into the sea, and that would have been the end of the story. Like, obviously he doesn't fall, because that's kind of like Odysseus's like key characteristic, that is actually like very intelligent and crafty. But it's still like it seems like such a needless risk, and But yeah, there's other weird parts of that story as well. Like,
I don't know, maybe the word around the street was that the song was so goddamn good it's worth being hypnotized.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Nah, I'll just stick with Zeppelin or something.
Ouch! Oh god. Yeah, because the harpies were then half woman, half like vulture or something. But I don't remember. The specific myth. It's kind of like with the Pegasus is also like, there's not like, there's not just one story, and that's one of the things that in the Disney version, like, god, like of Hercules, like, Hercules writes Pegasus in that, but actually the Pegasus doesn't appear in like in the original Hercules myth, but it does appear in the wait a minute, I think it's Perseus. I think is the guy who killed Medusa. So I think that's the movie. The movie, Clash of the Titans. Like, that's where it's featured very prominently as well. Yeah.
I gotta say, I do like the little animation of at the end there, flying off on the Pegasus.
Yeah, it is actually kind of cute, because it doesn't feel like a game over, really. That's it.
No, that's a very, I don't know, I guess, soft landing for your game over. It's a little reassuring, like, bring some closure to.
Yeah, and also, I wanted to still just say that it's just so weird that in this era of video games, that they just would take like a random Greek myth and use it as the basis of a video game. I mean, maybe they came up with this concept of throwing stuff and then it bounces back at the enemies thing, first, and then they just, fit it in.
Yeah, they said, what are we going to use for enemies? And then they just started throwing out all this shit. It's like, all right, we can incorporate that into the story, I guess.
Yeah. But it's the same way how I feel a little bit like about the Keystone Capers, like how you would take like a silent era, cop comedy and use that as the basis of a video game. Like, you really wouldn't see that very, often these days. Yeah. Yeah,
what might have been the case with that one was, like, it wasn't really meant to be Keystone-y, for lack of a better word. And just the nature of the game and the way it flowed reminded the developers of it. And so it was like, all right, that's like, just the overall flow of it just seemed very cartoony and comedic. Yeah. So it was like, okay, let's use that for the imagery. Wow, not to mention that it's like pixelated. It's it helps for it to be have a cartoonish element to it.
I really have not had a lot of luck with these harpies though. So, and we already have a pretty longish episode here. So ouch. There's also because there's no real rhyme or reason, or is it? It's just that they drop it at certain. Ooh, God! I almost ran into the fucking rock. It really does.
Decent shape here if you can take these guys out without taking another hit.
The other thing is, like, especially with the harpy. God, yeah.
2 more.
Especially with the harpy, it kind of does look like they're just pooping on you. So.
It kind of does, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't, like, it's not that different, like, the skeletons when they're walking back and forth, like, they're just dropping it from their groin basically, but like somehow like your eye kind of deceives you into thinking like, well, yeah, that's their hand that it's coming out of, but maybe. Oh god. Immediately hit it and then immediately accidentally hit the heartbeat. Yeah, this screen.
How did all that miss? It seemed like they walked right into the line of fire.
Yeah, the thing is like they keep changing direction, so you know suddenly. I mean, I think they are changing it based on like when I throw my rock.
And your movements and the rock. There's definitely a correlation.
But they turn away just before the tile. Damn it! I did walk into that one. Yeah. Damn it. Okay. All right, but just one last thing. Why do you think the game is called No Escape? Was that really explained? Or it's just that the monsters are coming for you, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just couldn't think of a more creative title, which is kind of surprising for the time because.
Plus, you clearly are escaping on the Pegasus.
Yeah, but it was like titles weren't so poetic. It was just like pinball and gunfight. It was
yeah. I mean, to be fair, like most titles were just one word, so they at least had two words and an exclamation point.
Yeah, so there you go. It was
but it is a fun game. It is an interesting game mechanic and quite unique, I think. But yeah, so I think we're done with No Escape for now, and stay tuned. We're gonna be playing some more Atari.